Hello, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Hello, sir.
We got
Awesome.
a nice little panel joining us today. We got obviously myself. Thank you so much for joining me for another stream. We got JJ over from the Gentleman's Hangout, Wings and Watches. Some familiar faces in Ari and the Captain. JJ said he was too lazy to go down to the Lacoute Studios. What's going on, man? No, I'm just kidding. And we got Brian from Beyond Time YouTube channel.
What's up, dude?
Tuesdays is a tough day to get down to the studio. Mom cleans on Tuesday.
I know.
Mom cleans on Tuesday, you guys.
I know you got your and you got to go sling pizzas in about an hour too. So it's awkward.
Yeah, Tuesday special. $5 large fries, pick up only.
Right. We got Jim Little who's joining us in the chat saying, man, that GP Laureato is gorgeous. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the sale. I'm sure people will trickle in as we go along. Oh shit, we got some people backstage. Hold on. What are these? Oh, we got Big Poppy, aka Perth Luxury. I had to look that one up because I wasn't sure who that was. We got the Rancher as well. Hello, man. How are you?
I'd like to thank everyone for my induction into the Hall of Fame, including you, Mo. Thanks very much.
Oh boy.
The Yankees are my daddies.
Hello, Perth. How are you doing, man?
Has been very good to me.
And we got Bezos.
Remember, this is our bleep city.
Oh boy. Now, Perth, let me ask you, what was better, seeing Bill Belichick lose in the playoffs or Ortiz into the Hall of Fame? Ooh, that's a bad
That's
one.
not it.
Sorry.
That's not even a question.
I had to do that, dude. See, for me, it was all about Bill Belichick getting schmangled by the Bills. Oh boy, that was a bad one. But yeah, I want to talk about the Girard, Perregaux, and Ulysse Nardin sale. Guys, a management takeover sold. Now Girard, Perregaux, and Ulysse Nardin, the hottest independent watch brands in the world. No, I'm just kidding. but now they're technically independent, right? Owned by, I guess, investors and their former management, who are now the owners. What do you guys think? And any thoughts? Any thoughts on the sale first and foremost?
I'm just looking forward to see if they take the big GPs off of the top of the Laureatos. Is that their first power move?
Ooh, that's a good question. We can get into that for sure. I mean, one thing that's good about them being independent is basically they can do whatever they want. You know what I mean? They don't have to answer to anybody. They're now independent. And that's what I'm looking forward to, as opposed to now, or as opposed to before, they had to like answer to a board or answer to shareholders and, basically make things that they thought would sell. Now they can pretty much have fun and make whatever they want. And actually, I think turn out a lot better watches than they're currently doing. Go ahead, Art.
No, I'm just interested in, and again, not keeping up on all the news, the terms of the sale, or the terms of the transaction. I mean,
we can get into it. Yeah, for sure. We can definitely get into it. Yeah. We got Marioso Furioso. I like that name. Saying, evening, gents. Hello to you. Hope you're well. We got Design Atelier joining us in the chat saying, greetings from Aruba. And we got
know who that is, right? That's this. Marioso Furioso.
For real? It's this?
Pretty sure that's this, right? I think so.
That'd be interesting. Dis, I hope if it is you, I hope you're doing well, man. I haven't heard from Dis in a while, actually. He hasn't been on YouTube, not making videos or anything like that. So I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah.
We got MM saying the CEO worked on the Apple Watch. Interesting. McLovin joining us in the chat saying the Laureato movement finished, to use a technical term, sucks. So okay, let's pull up the sale. What's going on with these? That's interesting. See, I don't know. I've seen it before. I didn't think that it was that bad, but I guess we can pull it up. Perregaux and Ulysse. Here we go. I don't know how much they sold for. That's my one question, because they do about 66 million. I think it was Swiss francs in revenue per year, which isn't insignificant, right? I mean, it's a lot of money for two brands that we don't think are that big.
Do you think now what are they going to do? They're going to run the brands independently from each other, or?
Yes, totally independently from each other. I'm pretty sure.
So I'm reading an article that says that they were sold to
It's Patrick Purnier.
Group.
Right. It's Patrick
That's A.
Prugnot is his name, who is the CEO of both. What's it called? Of both Ulysse Nardin and Girard Perregaux. So he's now not only the CEO but also the owner of them both, along with investors. But they didn't announce how much it was sold for. They didn't announce any of their plans or anything like that. But I guess it's interesting to think what will come of it. I think definitely you can see some restructuring of their current lines.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some streamlining, right?
They desperately need it.
I mean, so it's interesting. So it's been sold to effectively a private entity. It's not part of a large company with shareholders anymore, like with publicly traded.
No. So
No.
it's purely it's, as far as I know, it's the CEO and some kind of private capital that all bought into the brand and they now own it.
Right. So there's a few things there. You called out an interesting advantage is that okay, they what they're not bound to quarterly reporting and all this and the ebbs and flows of the market, and so that's a good. The challenge is now the amount of cash flow and your ability to raise capital is it's different now, and so we'll see how this plays out. It can either, if they have a tight execution plan, it'll great, but they can quickly run out of money like this if they're not careful.
Right, they definitely have to be careful. Now JDG brings up a good point, saying probably very little given the businesses lose money. He said supposedly they were losing $1 for every $1 they took in revenue.
Yeah, that's
so basically breaking even. They're basically breaking even.
McLovin said it was sold for 4 Daytonas.
4 Daytonas and a Pepsi, right? We got Mr. GMT in the chat joining us.
Hey, boys!
Happy Australia Day. That's right. That is right.
Wow.
Happy Australia Day, Mr. GMT.
So Perth, what do you do on Australia Day? Do you stroke your pet kangaroo or what happens?
Nah, not quite. We look back at old Sam Kekovich Lambassador ads.
I
don't know what that means.
I totally don't understand what that means.
Marco saw the original one last night.
Oh yes, yeah, that was funny. That was kind of funny. It's like this. Yeah, this crazy guy was saying some stuff.
Having a rant.
Yeah, you'd basically never get
that wouldn't stand up today.
Yeah, both brands will have the same CEO, but I imagine both will be run separately, and eventually they'll probably come to the realization like they have to be run very differently. But yeah. Oh shit! JDG says I'll bet a number of people on this panel could have paid the purchase price, but the issue is presuming they need an infusion of working capital. Plus,
Right.
this is
Yes.
yeah.
It's not what you're paying for it; it's
starting
what
to
you have to
sound like-
keep dumping in month after month until
Right.
you become profitable. If you become profitable,
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's a very
They need a bunch of new capital, and he says would not be surprised if Caring kicked in something just to help move this asset off their books. I mean, it's interesting. Then, given that fact, right? So it seems first and foremost, Timepiece Gentleman's business strategy of investing in Girard Perregaux is not that great. If they're not selling that many watches, how many could be being sold on the secondary market too, right?
Yeah.
I think it's something to think about.
well, maybe
Yeah, I
he'll
think-
revamp his. Sorry,
It sounds like Herring took a bath on these acquisitions. They weren't in the watch business before, I don't believe. They're not in it
Right.
now. They own Gucci and I think some other. They're a fashion brand, so to think they could have made a go of it. I thought the Kering CEO, actually it was Tim Masso quoted this. He said, "If I spend about 1 day thinking about watches in like his entire company." So he wasn't really focused on these businesses.
Yeah.
And I don't know about.
I mean, they just don't
I don't know
sell
about
very much
selling it and
Ulysse
kicking
Nardin
it back,
or I doubt they're selling very many Girard Perregaux or Ulysse Nardin for that matter, right?
I think that somebody, whoever came in, what investment group, if they did, probably put in the capital. In this market, I think there's a lot of capital and folks thinking they could buy this independent brand and make a go of it, turn it around.
Right.
Yeah, well, like you said, if I have a bakery or whatever, and I work and I think about it one day out of the year how to make it successful, it's probably going to bomb, right? If someone else comes in and works on it every day, I'm sure it'll do quite a bit better.
I would think.
Yeah.
Unless
Spencer
the name
asked-
is too far gone, but I don't know. I mean,
I would,
Yeah.
you know what I would do? I would separate. Well, if you have two brands under the same CEO, maybe that CEO should focus on one of them, and then you split off the other one. And
That's probably what will end up happening. though.
Yeah, you unscramble the egg. You totally have.
I don't think it can run
Separation.
both companies. Doesn't make sense.
I mean, would you see the CEO of Lange trying to manage Lange and Glasuto or Ganal at the same time? Of course you would.
But they're owned by different companies. One's Richemont, one's
well, he's
Swatch.
saying if they were both bought like this.
Yeah, because
Right,
they're
right,
from
right.
the Glasuto
Right.
region in
But
Germany.
they're like, even at that, they're still direct competitors, right? So to run them the same doesn't make sense either, because
What
they're
do you guys-
operating at similar price points. UN and Girard Perregaux both make kind of mid-tier, high horology pieces, right?
What do you guys feel about Ulysses Perregaux?
Ulysses Perregaux. Real quick, we got Spence R saying, "I assume the purchase price is not announced." No, but it seems like we might hear about the purchase price later in the year from Kering. So that'll be interesting. We got Mossy starting us off with a $2 super chat saying,
Up, Mossy?
"Evening, fellas. Happy
Up,
Tiso Tuesday."
Mossy.
You guys are really gonna make me go into my AD.
God damn it!
You're
I'm
gonna
not buying
get
it.
one.
I'm not buying
mine
it.
today.
I'm not buying
No.
it.
I'm not.
I'm not
buying
buying
it.
You can't get them in Australia, so I don't have that problem, thankfully. AD games.
Is this
For
a good time
Tissot?
to share my
For
story?
Tissot?
An
Yeah,
80
for
Yeah,
a
right.
PRX. For a PRX, they want you to buy all these other Tissot crap and jewelry.
Are you serious?
Unbelievable.
You've probably got more chance of getting a damn sub.
Are you
I'm
serious?
not
Yeah.
Not kidding.
We got Tissots all over the place here.
Yeah,
Seriously.
these are so like they make like tons of watches, like millions of watches a year.
Yeah.
Insane.
nuts.
Insanity. Yeah, I don't even understand. I don't even understand the Australian market anymore.
My
JDG
AD said he got 25 of them for Christmas, like right before Christmas, but they all sold by Christmas. They were all gone.
Nice. 25. I mean, 25 PRX is
There you go.
huge, man. JDG says, "I love GP and UN. Currently own 4 GP and 1 Ulysse GP and looking to buy more." So let me ask, what do you own from them? I'd love to know. So McLovin was talking about the finish on the Laureato. I don't think it's that bad. I've seen this in person. It's pretty nice. There's a unidirectional winding rotor. The beveling is pretty nice. Even the beveling, like on the side of the rotor, is nice. It's got, I believe that's a gold oscillating weight on the end. The movement is a way better upgrade too, because first and foremost, like the date actually reaches the end of the dial, whereas they didn't in the past. The old movements, I agree with you. The old movements kind of sucked. I didn't like them at all. So these are the old movements, and totally agree with you. The problem also is they were super small for the case. These are the new one. What's the old one? Here, they were small for the case, and also it was like a dress watch caliber in a sports watch. It didn't make sense at all. It was horrible. So yeah.
So in other words, a reverse Cellini.
Oh gosh. Yeah, actually, pretty much. We got Zeke in the chat saying, "Evening, folks. Hello, Zeke. Hope you're doing well." We got Beyond Time with the $2 super chat saying, "PRX gang." Man, I'm really gonna have to go.
Damn
God
it.
damn
Screw
it.
all of you.
God damn it. I hate you guys. You guys are bad. Turtle Knight saying, "Sydney, Tissot, PRX quartz and mechanical readily available." Poor person.
So, what is a reverse Cellini? Is that a Cellini that people would actually buy?
No, so the point is like, oh, okay, that's good. I didn't get the joke for a second. I just got it now. Actually, to be fair, people do buy the Moonface Cellini. Don't those treat at retail pretty much?
And that's
Actually, there might be
Hey,
open retail.
Design
at this point.
Atelier is in the chat.
Yes, he is. Yeah, waiting list for the PRX, exactly. Yeah, so that's what I'm hearing too. I'm hearing they might come out with a smaller version because people are complaining it's a little big. So they might come out with like a 37 mil. That would be much better. I'll definitely buy the 37 mil. They come out with that, or 38, whatever. We got AP says with a $2 super chat saying, "Did someone say PR?" God damn it! I'm gonna have to really go to the fucking.
We're gonna drive the stock up.
And you want to
Way
know
back
what's
in
crazy?
prices.
I kid you
Don't,
not.
don't worry, I've got probably the best chat coming.
Oh my
Unless
god! I
someone
can't
beats me
believe
to
I'm
it.
actually gonna have to goddamn go.
I've been
try
taking
this
notes
watch.
from the timepiece gentleman on how to spruik watches.
Thank you, AP says for the super chat. I
That's
appreciate it.
hilarious.
Design Atelier saying, I'm betting they will move Ulysse Nardin to compete with Longa and Paddock GP lower tier. That's actually not a bad point, but the problem is they do have that 3 bridge, I guess, that they're somewhat known for. But actually, this is a very good point. It's kind of similar or reminiscent to Kari becoming CEO of Urban Jurgensen, where, in my opinion, became like a Rolex Tudor kind of dynamic, but for the independent world, where Kari is like the Rolex, and then Urban is the Tudor, like much more affordable and easier to get into. Oh, we got the watch guy joining us. Hello, man. I hope you're doing well. He says, some weeks ago, I got offered 4 different brand new high-end Laureato for literally half price. I thought about it hard and passed for a simple reason. I don't like the design and the brand. I mean, listen, I don't disagree with you. That's another thing about the sale, right? Is are people really going to care that for these watches now that they're sold? I don't know. Is this really nicer than a Royal Oak? I don't really think so. Not even close. It's not bad, but it's just not great compared to the competitors. Like, would you pay $10,000 for this or get a $1,000 PRX?
That's
or
right.
800, whatever it's called.
That's the question. And to add more fuel to the PRX fire, I went into work today and we had a new kid starting, a new graduate.
He had a PRX.
And, I look at his wrist. We're about 6 feet away. I look at his wrist. I said,
Fuck all of you.
We were talking about me, like, oh yeah, he does some streaming.
He goes.
He's watching. I said, is that a Tissot PRX with a blue dial? Guy's face dropped to the floor. He's like, holy shit, this guy knows this shit. I'm like, yeah, baby.
So Cap was telling me this story,
Screw
right?
all of you.
So are you ready to say? Are you ready to say what watch you were wearing?
It looked nice. It looked really nice.
God damn it! I really hate
I was
you
impressed.
guys. I really hate you guys. God damn it!
I was impressed.
And what watch were you wearing, Cap?
What? Oh, did we do a wristwatch check yet?
Oh no, we didn't do a wristwatch check. You're right. I'm actually wearing, of course, as usual. I'm wearing the Daily Beater.
Fortunately, I had the oak.
What are you wearing, Brian?
Look at this,
The
2 Royal
PRX.
Oaks. Oh, that's
I hate you.
PRX on.
Look at this.
Oh my God! How do
It's
you
like
like it?
nice PRX, buddy. I only have a Royal Oak from AP.
I said,
Well,
work hard.
I'm Captain's mini me.
So JDG brings up a good point, saying UN is pretty sporty and doesn't really have dress watches to compete with longer Paddock. So it might be the reverse. Maybe they'll make GP. But I think it is a good point from Design Atelier, because UN, I think their best seller is the Freak, right? The Freak, which is a more sporty watch. So yeah, I think actually maybe Girard Perregaux goes up to that.
you get a couple good ones down there.
Oh boy, here we go. We got Perth Luxury with the $2 super chat saying, how many PRXs can you get for $70,000? Quite a bit, I imagine. Probably about 700.
Say about 100 of them, right?
Right, about about 100. Ooh, look at this. Hold on, Perth. I gotta put you up on the full screen.
Spider monkey.
Not bad, man. GMT Master
Cheers.
2. Love it.
There you go.
Cheers.
Nice.
Now, what happened to the Omegas? Perth, it's like you don't wear any Omegas anymore.
He's moved on up. He wears them when he washes his car and cleans his house.
He wears them when he's not on his desk with it has a leather mat on it.
Here we go. Turtle Knight says PRX to the moon. Yes.
All right, so I'm about to click buy on Tissot's website. Like I hate you all.
Wait, but Ari, that makes no sense. What about your Rolex 80? Don't they sell Tissot?
No, they don't.
Oh, they don't sell Tissot? Okay, then in
No.
that case, never mind. See, I want to go play the AD games. I want to say it's my birthday coming up, and I want to get it, and then remind him of the Rolex sub I'm waiting for.
That's a great name, Anthony Spider Monkey.
Anthony's, but I don't get it.
Is that like Anthony Scaramucci or something?
Timepiece started selling spider monkeys.
Could we pull up?
What's a spider monkey though? I don't get that.
Can we pull
Spider
one up?
monkeys? He's selling them.
I don't know.
Like
They are
the animal?
Yes. Well, one of his workers, I think, is. But there's
Why?
I don't know.
AP says Caps AP is a really nice PRX homage. Yeah, I tend to agree. It's pretty nice. Design Atelier says Speedy Mark II, very nice. And Turtle Knight says Cap has the overpriced PRX. Exactly. There you go. Jesus Christ. You guys are flaming him. Now, here's what's interesting, right? Is this a sign of things to come, right? So Ulysse Nardin and Girard Perregaux get sold off. Now there's another brand, high horology brand, that was previously owned by the original family, but then it got sold off to a big conglomerate that is basically doing a whole lot of nothing, and that's Breguet. Guys, Breguet. I absolutely love Breguet, but their brand is terrible. Their management sucks. Their watches are amazing, but it's like they do the worst stuff.
Point of
And
order.
all their best stuff comes out in limited edition pieces or for only watch. And that's it.
I thought Breguet was owned by Swatch.
Yeah, they're owned by Swatch, right? But it used to be owned by the original family. Then it got sold off.
Okay, I thought you said Richmond. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Swatch. But yeah, like for example, right? I mean, I've talked about this many times. Just bring up the Type 20 from Only Watch. We were pulling this up before the stream came up, right? I was just talking about this topic. This has to be the one from 2021. Hold on. This right here. This has to be one of the nicest chronographs I've ever seen, except there's only one of them in the world.
Really?
I don't understand. Yeah, they only made one of them for Only
Why?
Watch. Why is this not their current production line? This should be their current production. I would buy one. It would sell super well. You don't see many 2-register chronographs at this price point. If they sell it for, I don't know, under 15,000, this would sell super well. It'd be a great
I'd rather
competitor
get a
for the 321.
Parmigiani.
No, forget it. Forget it. Parmigiani wouldn't. It will never compete. Parmigiani. Did you see their new video with Watch Advisor?
I
Terrible.
watched a couple minutes of it, but yeah.
It's just not interesting. They're not an interesting brand. Their watches are. Ugh. At least this is nice, and this has real history, like military history. It bugs me, you know. There's so many good brands going by the wayside. AP says this Breguet Big Eye is really nice, but they made it before the Big Eye. That's the thing. They were the original Big Eye chronograph. To be fair.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, that dial's not quite black. It's more like a brown eye.
No, it's very good. Nice.
Jesus.
I mean, even this one. This is like more of the tool watch version of it, if you will. But even this is much nicer than their current production model. Have you seen the new ones that they made? Look at this. Hold on one second. Let me pull these up. Let's pull these up. I mean, look at this. Green and orange. You got the Halloween special and then the Christmas Eve special. Like, these are horrible gimmicks. Terrible.
It reminds me of some whiskey distilleries bringing out Christmas specials that are just Christmas poopers.
I mean, would anybody actually buy any of these?
It's a horrible strap color.
Forget the strap color. Look at who puts orange on a dial. Orange, green, especially featured that prominently.
Not a fan. I
Brands that
have
we
to
don't
say.
talk about.
No, the regular Type 21s, I agree. So the Type 21 is a gorgeous watch in person. I wish they did it like a millimeter smaller, and I think it would be just an amazing watch. Like, look at this. Oh my God. 1 millimeter smaller, 41 mil would be perfect. It's a gorgeous watch in person.
Yep.
Well,
I remember somebody picked this for their 3-piece challenge once back in the day.
I wonder who that was. I think that was me, right, JJ? Was that me?
It could have been. Or could
I
have
think
been
I
me.
did pick it too, didn't I? No, actually, I think
Well,
it was you, though. I know you
You
definitely
picked the Speedmaster. I picked this one.
True.
Should we play another rigged game like last night, Marco?
Actually, I won. So Perth did the Wheel of Fortune yesterday. I ended up with 3 amazing watches. I got a Kari, I got a Corne de Vache, and I got a Longa 1 in rose gold. How can I be upset with that?
Damn.
That's a damn good 3-piece.
Yeah.
I got some
I
kind
had-
of horseshoe.
I had a white gold meteorite dial Pepsi because we were playing retail, a 5711 blue dial, and a Panda.
Jesus. That's not a bad collection.
Damn.
Oh, look at this. Duco Ted says those were good videos. They were good videos. JJ, we should make those videos again. What do you think? The best watches?
Yeah,
Best
those were
watch
good.
collection?
Those are fun. People like them.
It's a good idea. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think, man? I don't
What
know.
was it called, that segment that you
Fuck, you asking me for that.
used to do? I liked it.
The Watch and Learn.
Yeah,
Watch
that's
and
it.
Yeah, but the thing is, the news is kind of slow, right? There's not much news coming out.
Yeah,
Like
but we
there's
could
the
do, like,
news
those
Zenith, and we'll have
three
nothing
piece
worth
and-
covering.
How about bring it back after the new releases?
Sure, we can try. I mean, we can definitely do. We already covered the news, I guess, but it's just with the show.
Well, the set videos we were doing were good, like the 3-piece collections on the 20
Yeah.
and the reviews.
It's
Marco-
cool, man.
Marco didn't want to work with me anymore. He's becoming a
That's not true. That's not true. AP says, I think it's a shame Breguet doesn't make enough of these with display case backs, especially given the amazing finishing. Yeah, I agree. But it's just their whole model line. Go look at their website. They have like 8 variations of a watch. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like all their models have like 8 variations. And then every single
Omega.
watch they make is just not that nice.
Yep. Super chat.
Oh boy. RAG with the $2 super chat saying hashtag no more PRX. Did you just buy it?
No,
Did
I
Ari
did
just
not.
buy it?
No,
I'm looking.
not yet. Not yet. I'm looking at it. It's in my shopping cart, like for 980 Canadian moose dollars. Taxes in.
All right, let's
I
get a
wonder
closer
if AP is like gonna make a model this year to take a dig at the PRX.
Super chat.
Are we talking about
The blue
No.
one. I'm looking at the blue. I'm looking at the blue
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
the blue?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Ordered straight from Tissot.
We got AP says with the $2
like
saying
that.
P Morex. I like that. That's inventive. Pretty good. And we got Duco Ted with the $5 super chat saying, pretend the stock market pumps 50%. What hot watch? Oh, dumps 50%. What hot watch does bad? What hot watch does good?
Interesting.
Rolex stays, or goes
go
down a
on.
little bit, but everything else goes.
Go ahead, JJ. You go first.
No,
What do you
Rolex will stay up, but it'll go a little bit. Everything's going to dip a little, but Rolex will hold. Everything else will dump. Everything else that's been pushing up in prices, I think, especially like Vacheron's going to take a hit. Definitely like any Omegas and stuff. They're going to be selling for dirt cheap. IWC.
But hot watch. We're talking about hot watch, like Richard Mill, the Nautilus, Royal.
What
Oak.
hot watch does bad overseas?
Yeah.
The Holt prices are just hyperinflated at the moment. They've got to suffer.
I think-
Tiffany OPs, they have to.
Mhm.
RM needs to take a dump.
I agree.
Yes.
We also have a super chat.
Yeah, they'll take a hit.
RM, yep. RM will take a hit.
And what do you think?
No
What do you
way.
think is? What do you think is going to stay? I think I
Oh,
agree
no.
with JJ. I think Rolex will still be somewhat strong. I think the speculative models, the Tiffany OPs of the world, and what have you, will soften slightly, for sure, no doubt. I mean, at 40,000 for a Tiffany OP is outrageous. And RM, I think RM takes a big dump, huge dump.
I was going to say we also have a super chat from Beyond Time.
Say that one more time.
Beyond Time.
With the $2 super chat saying hashtag Ari pull the trigger. I like it.
God damn it.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's
See, I
going to give me
agree
every
with
time,
Turtle.
Rancher.
I actually agree with Turtle, JJ. I think the blue dial overseas is still somewhat decent value as opposed to like a Roy. Dude, I was looking at 15,500 prices today. We're talking about nearly $100,000 for a blue dial 15,500.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's insane.
It's nuts.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, who is buying these watches?
Perth.
That is
What?
Well,
Is it
yeah.
the Chinese,
Perth is buying-
Japanese
is
crypto
buying them all.
whales?
I mean, I don't know who's actually paying 50. Sorry, 50, I was about to say 15,000. It's literally almost 4x retail, right? It's what 27 at retail.
Yeah.
Literally 4 times retail. It's just insanity. So I think the blue overseas comparatively is still somewhat decent value as opposed to the Royal Oak or the Nautilus, even though it's not as hot a model. But the white, the black. Even the Gen 2 overseas, which are much uglier, let's be honest, those will take a hit because those have become actually very hot. And then the dress watches. I mean, Vacheron dress watches have gone up so much, especially in recent months. It's insanity. I mean,
The
I was
blue
recommending to. Sorry, go ahead, Cap.
You were saying the blue and the black dial?
No, just the silver. Like the blue will be safe, but the rest of them.
What you said reminded me of that scene in Reservoir Dogs, where he says, Mr. Blue, Mr. White, Mr. Pink, Mr. Black. Anyway,
But definitely the Gen 2. The Gen 2s will 100% be hit.
I think
badly,
everything
hard.
gets crushed, man.
Yes.
In a 50% drop, everything goes down. Rolex stays relatively strong, but also takes the hit. That's what I think.
I think the blue sky dweller
Oh,
have-
well,
But
it'll
then,
have to
you know,
take a
look,
massive hit. It has to. It's
and then things
I
and
can't-
then things
I can't
normalize.
see-
And then
I
things
can't
would
see-
normalize again.
sorry.
We'd be back to normal. I'm not, I just think that it would be in some respects healthy. I mean, so long as you didn't buy a Richard Mille at $500,000, like we said you shouldn't.
buff boy.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I think will tank on the Rolex set or come down is that Tiffany blue OP. Beyond that, I'm not clear what else is going to come down hard on the Rolex side.
I disagree.
Oh,
Daytona prices are crazy outrageous. No?
Yeah, Daytona.
Yeah.
Whole
Daytona prices are crazy. 30,000
Blue
US
skies.
for a Pepsi.
What about Pepsi? Pepsi is selling for
30,000?
more than
Yeah.
a discontinued Hulk. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Rolex prices.
Yeah,
I think,
Pepsi could come down. I think all the GMTs, a little bit.
I think all the very speculative models will come down
the-
at least a little bit.
Batman's on now saying going for 32 to more. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's insane.
you see,
Go
I
ahead,
think
Richard.
Rolex prices might go down to simply, oh my God, prices down from the current. Jesus Christ, are you fucking kidding me? Prices.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. Let me sort of restate what I was trying to say there. I'm looking at what's going to come down to close to retail, right? And so that's what I'm saying. That the Tiffany OP has a shot of coming down close to retail. The other ones, sure, they'll come down a bit, but they're still going to be obnoxiously overpriced.
But
my
is
opinion.
it really because of a market crash that the prices will come down? You know what I mean? Are we going to see like a mass watch sell off if that happens? I don't know. Is that
Yeah.
really what we're predicting?
I think what could possibly force more sort of more crashing, for lack of a better description, is if Rolex do with the new releases this year what they did last year. Very few discontinuations. Like they didn't discontinue anything big. Like the rumors about the Platona, no. Rumors about the John Mayer, no. Like if they do that sort of a thing, as in they don't do any discontinuations and the models are still there, I think that's only going to continue to see a downward trend in grey prices.
Yeah, 100%.
Here's an interesting one. So, will the independent models also, would some of those come off their highs?
Okay, we can get into that. We got Quick joining us. Hello, Quick. Hope you're doing well. I think JDG also hits the nail on the head. Like Yachtmaster 2, two-tone Sea Dweller. I think even the two-tone subs have like pretty much all two-tone Daytonas are gonna take a hit. I think also
Easy on the sub. Just remember the gold prices have been rising lately.
what does that have to do with anything? Watches barely have that much gold. They don't have
Sub
that.
has gold.
They
gold.
barely have gold.
Well, it's not that big,
No,
not that big,
no.
because the two-tone pieces, especially ones involving yellow gold, barely rose from Rolex. Like my Sky Dweller went up $750,
God.
which is like what, a drop in the ocean. Yet this guy went up $1,800.
Yeah, I'm pretty glad I got mine last year, to be honest with you. Actually, I'm very glad I didn't have to pay $1,800 more. I'm super glad.
Yeah.
So Cap, you were hitting on the independents, right? The thing is their production quantities are so small. Now,
Right.
The problem is that there's so many goddamn independents coming out, and there already are a lot of independents out there. There's only so many people can buy unless, there's people actually start amassing like huge watch collections. So I think actually your money's relatively safe. They're niche markets, so it might take a little longer to sell, but I think independents are going to be the new wave. The new wave, Cat. I told you should have bought that Urban Jurgensen. You didn't listen to me. In Italian, we have a word for that. It's called testa dura. It means hard head.
Waiting for the dip. Waiting for the dip. Eye on the dip.
Captain now has an entry for the new segment on my show called "Still Could Be Worse."
Oh boy!
I had to stay up till 3 or 4 a.m. Perth. Nadal didn't win that match as easily as I thought he would.
Yeah. Did you hear though about what's his name's rant?
I watched it. Yeah.
Oh,
They went. Oh, afterwards in the press conference. Yeah, I didn't see that, but I read about it. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, he kind of does have a point. For a long time before, like the shot clock, especially the serve clock.
Yeah.
Nadal and Djokovic. I mean, it still happens. Look, Djokovic with his racket smashing. There's a
Yeah.
lot of boos and whistles, but does the chair umpire even say anything? Never. Doesn't even look
No.
at him.
Well,
It's
See, so here's the
20
thing.
majors will do that, but anyway.
Bringing this back to watches.
Yeah.
JDG says in 2009, I think Daytonas were like 8 to 9K, and that you had your pick of any non-Daytona Rolex for 5,000 back in the day. Like the thing is, that market's gone, right? I don't think we'll ever see that again. I don't think it's realistic to think about that. I think Rolex will always trade from now on, at least the sub, the GMT, and the Daytona, at least, will always trade either somewhat at retail or above retail, or at least close to retail. I think the Daytona GMT for sure. The sub, you can make an argument maybe a little below retail if it becomes easier, but I disagree.
Well, he's talking about 2009.
Right, but it's a completely different market, right?
I mean, that's the housing collapse. That was
Right.
financial Armageddon. And let's hope that if we have a correction, it's just the stock market, it's just a normal, bump in the road correction. And then, we're back to normal.
This is, I mean, even
admittedly in
it's hard
Australia,
to
we're
say.
pretty insulated from that, thankfully.
I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. What happens if these rates get hiked? Will we see a housing collapse? And then from there, all those dealers that are leveraged who need to sell off all those pieces.
We'd have to, I don't know.
It could be
to the
bloody.
experts
It could get
in
bloody.
Davos. They're in Davos, right? The World Economic Forum hanging out over there. They'll let us know what's going on. I'm sure they're buying nice timepieces in Switzerland and sipping on French Bordeaux.
They'll be making sure their flight path doesn't go over Ukraine, though.
Yeah.
Look at this.
That's a
Thomas
whole-
Anderson. In 1980, I bought a minty full set red sub for $300.
Wow.
God damn.
Whoa.
God damn. You know how much a red sub is worth nowadays? Fuck.
Like
Jesus Christ.
100 times that?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Full red sub. Pull up.
100
can you pull up
times
the
is
red sub?
30,000.
Pull up a red
Sorry,
sub.
1,000
Pull up a
times, I
red
should
sub.
say.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to next couple of months possibly going to Basel World.
Nice.
Isn't it canceled?
No, Basel World. It's the annual conference for Faulty Towers fans.
Faulty Towers was a great show. I haven't watched that.
Have
in
you
a long
heard
time.
about the cancel culture
Marco.
savaging it, though?
Yeah, what's going on?
Pull up my screen. Speaking of 1980s, pull up this screen. This is hilarious. I saw this the other day. Look at this. 2 years, no interest.
2 years to pay.
The
no
prices.
interest. What are we talking? An 18 karat date was 8,800, 8,900.
So to be fair, that was a crap ton of money back in 1980.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
That
A
was
steel sub was 1,300. A GMT was 1,350. My goodness. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know how much those watches are worth today? I think that's at what 1675. It looks 1980 would be what? Maybe a 16. Yeah, probably. I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, probably 7.5.
You know what's amazing?
So-
Looking at that
I don't
picture
remember.
is how similar the watches look today. I mean, that's in
Yeah.
black and white,
Pretty much, yeah.
right?
You can see kind of the natural evolution. It's the same for Patek. If you look at a watch from Patek 40 years ago, it
I
would
think
pretty
we should
much
call-
look.
I think we should call the number and ask them, hey, you still have this deal going on? We want to get on it.
Lol.
You still honoring this deal?
Yeah, right.
I mean, that'd be pretty insane, yeah.
It's cool, though. That was cool.
AP says, I bought my Gibson Les Paul custom for $1,900 in August 2009, and now it's worth $4,000
I
plus.
believe it.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus. Can you imagine for a guitar, like 100% return is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Indeed.
McLovin says, how's the crypto market doing? How is the crypto market doing?
Not good.
It's actually up from the weekend though. It's up a little bit. I mean, I think it's going to go back down again.
Yeah.
Duco Ted says we're going to replay the original Mad Max in Australia. Imagine. Oh my God. Hold on. I got to pull this up again. Thomas Anderson. I also bought a full set Pepsi GMT from the same person. $300 in the 80s.
Oh my God.
I mean, $600 in the 80s is still not nothing, right? It's
I
still
hope
not
you
nothing.
still have all these.
You can't even get replicas for that price now.
Yes,
Thomas has a beautiful 1655. It's an Explorer 2 Steve McQueen. My goodness, what a fucking one. That is honestly outside of like the GMT Master 2, probably my favorite Rolex 1655. You know what's the craziest part here? Hold on, let me pull up a picture. It's nicknamed the Steve McQueen, but he actually never wore one.
Didn't they put him on like a poster next to it, but he's not wearing it?
Yeah, he's not even wearing. He's never worn this, but is nicknamed the Steve McQueen because of that advertisement. Yep. God, what a watch. This is like a perfect. It's what the Explorer 2 should be today. I like even the sword hands. They're different from the Mercedes hands from today.
Yeah.
It's just so nice.
But
It's
think
a
about
pure
it.
design.
The guy's name is Thomas Anderson. Does he really have those pieces, or is he in the Matrix?
Yeah.
Thomas, that's good.
Mr. Anderson.
We got. Oh, sorry, somebody's in the backstage. Oh, we got Mr. GMT. Hello, Mr. GMT.
Hey, boys, what's going on? Shit, all right.
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
happening?
Hey, man.
How's
How's
it
it going?
Hey, man.
Hey,
I
Mr.
heard-
GMT.
It's good to see all you sexy fellas on such a beautiful day or evening for you guys. I'm talking about Steve McQueen. I'm wearing my Steve McQueen.
Ooh, look
How's
at that. Steve McQueen. But look at that timing.
The panel just got sexier.
Bada bing, bada boom.
That's exactly
I
it.
got the hat, everything. There you go.
Hey, GMT, you don't need you don't need a Tissot PRX, right? Like you're good. You don't need a Tissot.
You know what I hit the funniest thing? I don't have any IDs, right, of any brands except Tissot and Seiko. So if I really want one, I probably could go in there and get one, but I'm not going to.
Wow.
Oh, look at this. Zeke said, still rocking my 1655 my dad gave me. Oof. You got to keep that. Basil's Bezos saying, come on, GMT.
Yeah.
That's what
Come and get it!
There we go.
No,
And BTB.
Does the,
sorry,
does the
go
seller in the Tissot boutique scream that outside as well?
I'll tell you what, if I was the actual sales rep, I'd probably be screaming it all day. They'll get sick of me, I'll tell you what. But it works.
Now,
Trust me,
Let's
it
go
works.
to the panel on this. I think this is a good point. BTV Bossman says, I believe unless we see a huge increase in production, I think Rolex will always trade 25 to 30% plus on all professional models. What do we think?
It's fair enough statement. I mean, it's not exactly a bold statement. I mean, they're going for double retail now, so I guess it's a safe assessment. But
you think even in 20 years from now, right? Let's say the production numbers, they increase by 10, 15%, right? The amount of number of people who get into watch probably be exponential, right? A lot more people involved in watches. Could we see it, I don't know, maybe even go beyond 25, 30%?
It's so hard to tell what's going to be a trend in the next 10 years.
Right.
You know, 10 years ago, these were selling
way under
low,
retail.
right?
Yeah, and then I mean, to that
Could have never saw this coming.
Yep.
Right, to that point, the market could drop tomorrow, and then all of a sudden, gray market prices start dipping because they, like you said back, a couple of minutes ago, that these dealers have to start getting out of pieces.
JJ, can you imagine you bought all the platinum Daytonas you saw at retail sitting on the shelves back in the day?
At discounts, probably 30%.
Yeah, at like 30% discount, and they'd package
And
it
you
with
get
like a
Field
white dial
Sports, right.
Daytona. Yep, you can get it like a white dial Daytona.
My Formula One photography friend from Perth, Kim Illman, he got 2 steel Daytonas back in the day, 30% off from an AD. Still has them.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. We got Ollie Reza with a $6.99 super chat. I love it. He says, tip your AD when you pick up that PRX. God damn it. I'm going to have to go check it out now. I really have to go check it out now.
Why the hell are you going to go buy one? What is wrong with you?
It's called FOMO, fear of missing out.
He needs a beater, Mr. GMT. He needs a beater. He can't just
right.
use
Just beat your meat, mate. Don't worry about it.
I mean, there is another watch that's coming in that could be a beater. Actually, we haven't received
I
any.
would sell. I would sell that.
Yeah, but it's one thing to have a fear of missing out. It's another thing to be horrified of missing out. You don't want to go to that stage.
Oh.
If you do go to that stage, there's nothing wrong with it. I just want to point that out. Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Oh boy, SLC Watch Host says they increase the retail 5% a year. Are we talking prices or production?
I think he's talking prices.
The prices have gone up more than 5% just this year, and they hadn't done a price. Had they done a price increase last year?
Prices,
They did.
Oh, they did do a 5%.
It was,
Yeah, it was
around 10%, right? But
yeah.
if they
Last year
didn't
was
do
about
one
10%.
last year-
Even this
Maybe-
year is a little.
Who was this?
more.
Sorry.
Rolex.
No, we've had 2 and 3 years is what I've noticed.
What do you mean?
Or was
What are
it
you
2 and 2 years?
What are you talking?
No, yeah, it was 2 and 2 years.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm
I thought
talking
it
about-
was 2 and 3. Sorry.
Yeah,
You have an email, Marco Thomas.
Yep, I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up now. What a piece. Design Atelier, yeah, 100%. If you could tell trend 10 years from now, you wouldn't be streaming? Probably not, no. Probably not. Look at this. Full set. Full set, 1655. What do you guys think? Holy crap.
Nice.
And proper boxes too. None of this bloody eco stuff.
My goodness. Fuck.
How much is this?
What do you mean, how much? Like price?
Is it for sale? This one here?
No, it's not for sale.
Yeah,
Oh,
Just
okay,
showing.
okay.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah, they're
showing.
beautiful, man. I don't make them like that anymore.
They definitely don't.
Yeah, only the Steinhardt version you can get now.
Well, actually, Steinhardt make one. Do they really?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Like
sure
that?
they do, right?
Yeah, they make
What?
this. Yeah.
Seiko,
Yeah.
actually,
Wow.
Seiko actually made one, believe it or not, that looked just like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
McLovin says Rolex is losing so much money due to low production. Every year it purchases a watch Rolex. See, I disagree with this completely. Lest we forget, right? Rolex 5 years ago, even 6 years ago, they used to, especially gold pieces, right? Gold ladies pieces. You know how hard those were for an AD to sell? They were extremely hard. The fact that now they sell out of all of their watches is insane. I mean, I told
Right.
you guys the story, right? Like my AD
They're
had-
taking every
Sorry.
tray that comes.
Master.
I was just saying, any AD is taking every tray available. There's never a time where they're like, "Oh, we don't need one right now," or "We don't need to re-up just yet."
right.
It's like, give me as many trays as you can. Whatever.
I don't think
'cause, you
they've
know,
ever made as much money as they currently are making now. Everything sells out. It's pre-sold. Everything is pre-sold. Ladies models, men's models, sports.
Doesn't
dress.
matter.
More like
Right. It doesn't matter what it is. It's all sold.
More like everything is resold.
That too.
That too. Yeah.
All right.
Without the stickers on it.
Shut up. Shut up.
Now what's going? Oh boy, I still can't believe. Are you actually passing on the
That's
sermon?
got to be like 5 years ago. I mean, seriously.
you know what? You know what I thought? I thought about this when there's a lot of people saying Rolex should do this and should do that, and this is how you can reign in the grays. And I know we talk about it so much, but like, you got to realize this phenomenon is based upon a global pandemic that nobody could see coming, and that happened 2 years ago today, right? Or approximately. So,
Yeah.
you know, they're going to change their entire business model, the way they operate, because something that, you know, no one saw coming, you know, in our lifetime. It's a once in a lifetime, knock on wood, event. Things before that, I guess, yeah, prices were probably rising, but we were collapsing in the beginning of the pandemic. I don't think people were running out to buy watches at that very moment. And then things changed, you know, the money printing and all these fiscal monetary stimulus measures and whatnot. And then folks basically, you know, not traveling and buying watches. So,
Well,
you know, this could all pass in a few, you know, as we go outside, you know, people start traveling and doing different things and getting back to normal. So, like, I don't know. I was thinking about that before because, you know, we talked about it. Like, are they upset about the gray market? And the answer is, well, it's a recent phenomenon. You know, they're going to.
I would say they could, and I'll leave the should bit out of it because that's opinion. They could. Look what Thierry Stern's done at Patek. How many
We're
people
not
are
a
getting
Nautilus
blacklisted and quickly for flipping Nautilus and Aquanauts? They're busting a lot more people, but they have the boutique model, which is a whole nother tangent.
Yeah, they can control it. And AP, whether this is good or bad, has this suggested retail price, and
Right.
their boutiques might be able to charge, premiums for their pieces to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
So,
And we don't even know what Rolex might do in the future. Like, who knows if they become, because lest we forget, right?
Yeah.
Rolex is also selling out of all their watches, and then they're being used as pieces from multi-brand ADs to leverage into other pieces, right?
Yeah, bundling.
So we don't even know if 5 years from now Rolex is like, okay, you know what? Let's start closing more and more ADs. Let's go boutique only, and then they actually open up in all of their boutiques both a pre-owned and a new section. Like that is very possible. Why wouldn't they do that? You know what I mean?
Brand damage.
What do you mean brand damage?
Because it's not brand new, and I
don't think that damages the brand.
Legal eagles here will understand this from a legal perspective. The duty of care requirements.
I think he's trying to say brain damage, but we're having trouble.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought exactly the same thing. Brain damage. I'm going.
Brain damage without stickers on it.
Explain to me duty of care and why you believe that's relevant here.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you can sell it as pre-owned, but if you possibly, in the opinion of someone, overstate the quality of a pre-owned watch, or you miss something that drastically affects the performance of the watch, which wasn't disclosed to the client at the time of sale, that's my fear. And my thinking is Rolex don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
I don't think it's a problem, to be honest. I think it's probably easily solvable. I don't see a scenario why they wouldn't want to take advantage of the gray market, especially if they control everything. If they're boutique only, or they go to a type of where they're almost entirely controlling all the boutiques, because getting rid of all ADs will be troublesome, especially in the next 5 years. But if they start going to that model, I don't know, man. They can basically.
How's it troublesome to get rid of all ADs? You just don't renew their license.
I don't think they can do that, can they? Not without probable cause.
Well, yeah, they may have long-term contracts. These ADs.
That's
I don't know if they're
time.
Nobody's doing a tremendous build out like Rolex requires without some type of they have to have some type of agreement. Yeah, it's got to be it's like if you buy any business, you're not going to pay $150,000 for a storefront and only have like a 1 year lease with the landlord. You're going to want a new lease set in stone for at least 10 years.
Yeah, SLC hits the nail on the head, and Brian too. You touched on it. Instagram and YouTube have been huge from popping up the watch market. I agree with Angie. Rolex ain't changing. They're never made more money than they are currently. They control their own foundry. They basically they have a totally integrated supply chain, right? They make all their movements, their parts. They make all the metals, everything, right? So they're totally vertically integrated. They're making a ton of money. Everything is selling out at retail. Why would they change something now? Especially if they increase production, right? Like, to McLovin's point, they could be selling more watches. Sure, they could be. But then if they increase supply and start supplying more watches, then who knows what happens to gray market prices, right? And then from there, then that actually hurts them rather than helps them, because you actually get watches that might sit in the window. And that
I'd love it if we had a simulator for this equation.
Seriously.
See, when you think about it, though, I'm not sure how unknown all this is, because if you go and look at the Chinese calendar, 2020 was the year of the bat.
What does that have to do with anything?
Lol.
Oh gosh. Oh god. What am I gonna do with you, Rancher? What am I gonna do with you? There is still time. So what's going on with the Sermon? Rancher, hold on. We gotta interrogate Rancher. Right. What is going on with the Sermon? When are you picking that up at retail?
I'm not picking it up.
What do you mean you're not picking it up?
Well, they got to take the stickers off.
Because he can't get the stickers on it.
Yeah. So it's not getting it.
I don't have a love of the Submariner. I've tried before, and if I pick that watch up, I know I'm going to flip it, and I'm not going to flip it.
Well, what's wrong with that?
I know I'm going to.
So basically, you're turning down free money.
Yeah, well, I'm actually trying to. I'm no longer part of the Rolex problem.
Well, it's not a problem.
what it's
You're
trying
just
to-
taking advantage of
Yes,
the
it
Rolex.
is.
You're taking advantage of the
everyone
Rolex
bitches
situation,
and
isn't it?
complains and moans about Rolex unavailability, but they still want everyone will play the game if they're given a chance.
So let me ask you: if it goes to somebody who is then a flipper, right, and then they flip it for a ton of money, are you actually helping the problem, or you're just giving it to somebody who is just taking advantage of the current situation? You see why wouldn't you take advantage of it?
See, now you stumped him.
Now I
No.
stumped him. God damn it.
Because it's. I think it's one of those things. It's a matter of principle,
Gotcha.
Yes,
makes sense.
yes. That's fair enough.
That makes
and it's
sense.
just one of those things. If you're especially, and I've tried to love the Submariner. I really have. I just have a cold dead spot. I just don't love it.
Me too. I like the GMT much more. The
I
GMT
would-
is the
yeah.
best watch Rolex makes.
Rancho, didn't you have a Kermit at one stage?
Shit, I had two at one stage.
So no, sorry, you had several of them, didn't you?
Two, yeah.
Yeah.
But you still own 5 Rolexes, no?
4 or 5. You lose count after all sometimes.
Right. I think you gotta have at least one in the collection. They're just so easy to wear, so usable. They're just perfect for every day. Here we go. Kevin says there's still a possibility that it goes to a watch fan. Good for Rancher. Yeah, I mean, I guess. He's a better man than me, that's for sure. He is.
But you know what the thing, it's how he feels at the end of the day. And, as a person, that's what he likes to do. It's fair enough.
I almost feel like I've given up smoking again, you know?
Right. Zeke makes a good point too. So how long do you have to own a watch before selling it for it to be called flipping? Yeah, what happens if you get it from an AD, right? They size it for you, you live with it for, I don't know, a week, and then you say, I don't really like this, I'm getting rid of it. Are you really a flipper? I mean, technically, yes, but I don't think so.
But do you know what? A flipper is somebody that constantly does it. That's a flipper.
So they have to do it more than once?
Or were they looking at that watch anyway?
Right.
Yeah. Were they looking at the watch anyway with preconceptions about
Well, the problem is these days
they
with
buy
IDs
the
and
watch?
all that, they can only
flipper-
do what they get, right?
A flipper would buy the watch with the intention of selling it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But what if? So that's what I'm saying, right? But you're still considered a flipper if you buy it, then you I don't know, a week's time you say, you know what, I don't really like this watch, and then you get rid of it. That's still technically a flipper.
Well,
is it not?
then you're impulsive. Then you just made an impulse purchase.
But it's a flipper in the eyes of Rolex. That's my point, right?
Oh, in the eyes of Rolex, you flip the watch. I mean, I don't know what the technical length of time is to not be a flipper. I mean, I don't know.
My AD's gone further and actually set policy and like rules on this. Basically, all Rolex models, apart from all Daytonas and all GMTs, and the Tiffany OP, if you sell it within the first year, you're deemed a flipper and you're blacklisted. The other models that I said, it's 2 years that you've got to own them before selling. Otherwise, you're deemed a flipper and you're blacklisted.
Yeah, I
So
see.
2 years for professional models and then 1 year for everything else, basically.
Basically.
Okay.
I think
SLC
2
says
years
the same
also.
thing. 1 year
Yeah.
timeline. They don't care after a year.
Yeah, or 2, because in the case of my Hulk, when I visited the AD and I was wearing it, and she's like, "Oh wow, that really appreciated a lot." This at the time it was like 15 from 9. I said, "Yeah, but I'm not selling it." I said, "My word is my bond. My word is like oak." I said, "I told you." I said, "It's bad karma. I'm not selling this watch." And she said, "Oh, you could sell it. It's been like enough time. It was like 2 years." I said, "Yeah, but I'm not going to." And then we got into like a fight. She's like, "Give me that watch."
Yeah, that's what you said when you got the Hulk, right?
What? Give me that watch?
Yeah, give me that watch.
Or I'm going to turn green with anger.
Right. Actually,
At
the
first
story
I
behind
said-
that watch is amazing, right?
I said,
It's pretty
"Wow,
good.
this is really green." And then I had to really pour it on how much I loved it, And she's like, "I don't think you're really bonding with it." She wanted to see like me connecting with it, so I had to like fake this kind of like, "Oh my god, like this is the best thing that ever happened to me," Like. I was
Now,
like,
Cap,
give
let me
me the
ask
watch.
you. Let me ask you this: you have 3 generations of subs, right? You have a 16, So you have the what's it?
I have the
what's-
16610
16610.
dial.
Right. You have
Then
the
I have
Hulk,
the 116610 Hulk.
LV. Yeah, and then you
LV.
have the two-tone subs, right? That's
Then
the
I have the
41 mil.
two-tone.
So
which is
out of the
the,
three gens, what's your favorite generation? Since you have all three. See, I love the maxi case sub. I really like the maxi case sub. I've tried the pre-ceramics. The bracelets just aren't as nice. I think the modern subs are much better. Now, 41 mil subs, I've tried them on. I like them still. I think the clasp is a little bit big. For my taste.
I like the 41. The 41 to me, the case is more similar to the 16610.
Right.
It's a little bit slimmer. The other ones, you don't really, the size difference is really irrelevant. I mean, they wear the same. The Hulk fits for what that watch is. So kind of that case shape kind of fits that watch. So they're all unique. It's a cop-out answer. I mean, if I had to choose, I'd go with the original sub because I wore the thing for 20 years. So I'd go with the 16610. It's the bracelet is nowhere near,
right.
Is good, but that's just more of a connection I have with that watch. That's
right. But putting the connection aside, right? Putting the connection aside.
Then I'd go with the modern one. I'd go with the 41.
Which one?
The 41.
The 41. Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Really?
I would.
I would go with your two-tone 41 as well.
Yep.
Interesting.
Just putting aside its two-tone, let's just say they're all.
Well,
all three of
having
them.
seen who was it? It wasn't Zverev.
And it's the new movement. You have
Just
70 hours power reserve.
Can I ask you a question, Cap? Which one's more comfortable to wear? No, honestly, if
You really
decide what
putting here. You mean of all three of them, the original?
Yes, of all three of them. The
Yep.
original, I thought so. Yeah.
See, I'm with
agree.
McLovin. I do love the maxi case. I need to spend I didn't wear the what's it called? Neither of the pre-ceramic, like the 5-digit subs or the newer version, the 41 mil subs for I don't know, the way that I wore my 111 was it? The 40 mil. Let's just call it the 114060, I think is the reference, right? And I love that sub. I did like that sub a lot. But I do like the newer ones too. I think there's merits to all of them. I also like the aluminum bezel of the previous model. It's a slimmer case, slimmer profile. The bezel isn't as nice, admittedly, but there's something about those the neo vintage, if you will, 5-digit subs that are they're cool. You know what I mean? They feel like tool watches.
I've got one.
Right, you have one too, right? They're very different from so for example, your Kermit
Got one that hasn't been slaughtered.
is super different from your GMT Master, right? Like the GMT Master feels more like, I don't know, a jewelry piece, right?
Let me explain something to you. I had a two-tone. I've said this before, but I've had a two-tone Submariner, and it was a 5-digit.
Oh yeah, it's true. You did have that two-tone sub, right?
Yeah, I had that two-tone sub, and then I traded in and got the Kermit. Now, the comparison from that to that, believe it or not, the 90s sub that I had was more comfortable than my Kermit. For whatever reason, it was the materials. I don't know what they used, but obviously it was hollow Syntholinks as well, which made it a lot more comfortable, a lot lighter on the wrist. But I just found it a lot more comfortable than the Kermit. And then from the Kermit to say my GMT, that I got the ceramic. Now there's a difference there as well, where the Kermit is a lot more comfortable than that. So every generation, for some reason, I don't know if it's the materials they used back then to now, but there is a big difference in comfort between all three, for example.
McLovin says, I like the maxi case crown guards, unlike a certain germ. See, I like the proportions more so of the lugs, right? You had those beefy lugs on the 40 mil case that people say they're way too big, but actually on wrist, I thought it looked great.
Well, it's a misspelling of some sort. Misspelling. Is he trying to say maxi case or is he trying to say Nazi case?
No, he's saying maxi case. Case.
Well, he was to talk about a certain German. It could be Nazi case.
No, it's maxi case.
Dude, no.
Well, I would say there's one model in particular that I think proves that its 41 mil equivalent is better than its 40. Two-tone bluesy. The white dial lettering makes that thing a total summer pop.
See, a lot of people completely disagree with that, and they much prefer the gold writing. A ton of people disagree with that, actually.
I actually wish that my two-tone sub had a gold Submariner.
There you go.
Right?
Here's one of them.
I really do, and because they have it.
Mine
in the
did.
Sea Dweller. They have it in the
Right.
Sea Dweller, and it's kind of like,
Yeah.
damn, why do they have it in the Sea Dweller and they don't have it in this one? They went all white in the lettering.
No,
That's what
But
I'm
I think
saying.
I think the biggest thing, Marco, on the 40, you have to go with the 41 because of the movement, the 32, 35.
Yeah, the
I mean,
70-hour power reserve. You put this down for 2 days and it's still going. It's just so convenient.
they've used the same movement from my 5-digit to my 6 to my Hulk.
Yeah.
Same movement. I mean, it's a workhorse, but it was due,
It's an
probably-
excellent movement, but the new one is more practical for somebody like you who has like 8 watches at this point. You know what I mean? Like having a big collection, you need a watch that
9, but who's counting?
you can just grab. Right.
Now there is one sub I would go for, and it's pre-ceramic, but it's the Certi dial, but all the indices are diamonds. Rich Buddy has one of those, and I love the look of that watch.
I hate that watch. It's ugly. I think it's terrible. I'm sorry. I really don't like
right.
30. I don't like any 30 dial Rolexes, to be honest with you. I don't know.
I don't like them either, but the one with just nothing but diamonds.
Look at this. AP says, you know what has an even larger power reserve? The
Oh,
PRS.
piss off.
No,
I
I
just had to bring it up. Huh?
really
80
mentioned that
hours.
when I looked it up and saw that it's 80.
Yeah, it's 80 hours, right?
Marco, it outlasts this.
Right. Which is great. Like this is so like oh my god. This is-
And how much? Just out of curiosity, how much are they? How much?
It outlasts
you obviously
it.
look.
they're like 800 Canadian.
650
Yeah.
US.
875 Canadian.
Mr.
875.
GMT, 1,050 out bucks.
Pull
Yeah,
that
but I
trigger,
reckon
Harry.
I
Harry, are you
can
looking
get it
for a
cheaper
blue-
for one.
You're looking at the blue dial one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful
blue
watch.
dial, 1,050. I
want
can
to look at
actually
it
order
again.
it
I'm gonna
now.
have this guy at work take it off.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a wrist. I'm gonna put it on wrist. I'll take some. I'll
That
post a photo or something. Post.
All right.
post a picture
Appreciate
on
that.
IG.
Appreciate
movement
that.
in that. is
It
amazing.
really looked nice, man.
Amazing
From the
movement.
far, like it was draws you in. It's just a nice blue.
All
It's
right,
deep.
don't get pulled in, Ari. Don't get pulled in.
No,
Man.
I'm not
T-
buying it.
t-
I'm
You,
not
you,
buying
you
it.
don't, you don't want to
Thursday.
get pulled in, man.
Here's
Tisso
a note to end
Thursday.
on. We got Logan Hall saying, Mr. GMT, you can buy 37 PRXs. There
Yeah,
you go. You can
38.
steal-
And that's why I haven't gone and ordered one, because now my fucking luck, I'm going to end up with 38 of the suckers.
There you go.
So I ain't doing it.
Guys, on that note, I'm going to keep it to a short show. Try to keep it at about an hour, under an hour.
What?
Roy Jr. says, Mr. GMT, are you wearing a Monaco? Yes, he is. He is
I
wearing a
sure
Monaco.
am.
Perth, do you want to run a show?
Caliber
Do you
11.
want to run a show?
Oh, 2
Sure,
seconds. Let me get
collab.
into StreamYard and set it
Sure,
up.
sure.
Like,
we can drop the
I-
link to your
I-
show
I-
if you want.
Jaw clock.
yeah, I deleted mine actually.
Oh, shit. It's fine. You can start up a new one.
All good,
We'll-
all good. No.
We'll
I'll
wait for
set
you
it
and
up
then
quick,
just drop
smart.
the link. Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to
I'll-
keep it to a short show, like an hour
Yeah.
show. It's just easier on the replay too for people to watch, as opposed to like those huge 2 hour long,
It,
3 hour long.
Perth
shows.
does the same. Perth does about an hour show, just over an hour.
Yeah,
did I
we'll jump over on Perth Luxury, guys. If you haven't subscribed here, I'll drop the link to your channel, Perth Luxury. I think we're all just gonna jump on there.
2-6. Let me. I'm just gonna bring tonight's forward and I'll recreate tonight's.
Here we go.
But here's the good news, guys.
Luxury.
You guys get a lot of exclusives that I wasn't going to share until tonight.
Okay. here
Oh,
we go.
awesome. Good stuff.
Guys, be sure to tune into Perth Luxury. Go like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, guys, we'll see you in the next one. And of course, you got to wear your watches. This is what it's all about, guys.
Stay sexy,
link to the show is
boys.
in the private chat.
Oh,
Pri-
here, let me
private
drop
chat.
the link to this. Here we go, guys. We're all going right over there. Perth Luxury channel. Be sure to check it out. Cheers,
Sweet.
everybody.
Cheers.